Hi, welcome to my channel Financial Universal Intelligence, aka F.Y.I. I am Sohani and this video is on financial jargon. So let us begin with assets. Asset, my friends, is a valuable possession that has economic worth. It has the potential to yield revenue either today, tomorrow, or in the future. Examples of personal assets include investments in real estate, and examples of business assets include machinery and inventory. There are four types of assets: tangible and intangible, as well as financial and non financial. So, coming back to tangible assets, they are physical in nature and they do have monetary value. Examples include equipment, machinery, buildings, vehicles. On the other hand, we have intangible assets. They are not physical in nature and they do have monetary value. Examples include a company's goodwill and intellectual property, which comprises of patents, logos, copyrights, and trademarks. Now, let me explain the third type, financial assets. They derive their monetary value from contracts, and as a result, they do not depreciate in value over time, and they are frequently traded over. Examples include stocks, bonds, investments, bank deposits. Finally, we have non financial assets. They derive their monetary value from their physical traits and they are not traded over. Examples are vehicles, gold, real estate, intellectual property. Now, for your information, assets are calculated for both companies and individuals. For individuals, the current market value of those assets is considered, and for companies, the original purchase prices of those assets are considered. Wrapping up assets on a high. Next in queue is liability. What is a liability? I would simply define it as a financial obligation for which you are legally responsible, like a loan or debt. Liability is the money you need to repay, the goods you need to provide, or the services you need to perform. These responsibilities arise out of past transactions, and these unwanted liabilities have to be settled through the liable company or the liable person's assets. The two kinds of liabilities are personal, for example, student loans and credit card debt, and business, for example, taxes and bonds. Moving on to net worth. Net worth is the difference of all your possessions and your liabilities. It can also be expressed as a sum of your non financial assets and your net financial assets. Net financial assets are the difference of your financial assets and liabilities. Net worth is calculated for both individuals and companies alike. The net worth of a company is referred to as shareholders' equity. It is nothing but a measure of your wealth. Purchasing power is up for discussion now. It is the ability of money to buy goods and services. It is nothing but a measure of what your money can buy. Inflation, which is the rise in prices, leads to the deterioration of purchasing power. This can be understood with the help of an example. If you had taken 1 unit of a currency to a store in the 1950s, it would have been possible to buy a greater number of items than would be the case today. And this indicates that the currency had a greater purchasing power in the 1950s. There can be two situations for purchasing power. The first being purchasing power gain. If a bag cost rupees 1000 2 years ago and today it costs rupees 500, consumers have seen their purchasing power rise. The second scenario being purchasing power loss. If a bag cost rupees 1000 2 years ago and today it costs rupees 1500, consumers have seen their purchasing power fall. Last, but certainly not least, is inflation. It can be defined as the broad increase in the prices of goods and services over time. Inflation results in the lowered purchasing power of money. There is always scope for inflation in a monetary phenomenon, like a particular sector or industry. Inflation can occur due to a rise in production costs. An example of inflation: it takes $6 to buy what $1 bought in 1961, and it takes $2 to buy what $1 bought in 1982. When inflation occurs, each unit of income will buy fewer goods than before. Some common impacts of inflation are lower value of savings, higher cost of living, higher interest rates, eroded purchasing power, higher profits for producers, and higher costs of borrowing due to higher rates of interest.